Good morning, everyone. Welcome to C++ Code Lab. In today's lecture, we'll be talking about types of error in C++ program. So, before we start and go into the editor, I will have to bring some pictures to you. Not much, anyway. So I'm gonna go to PowerPoint, already prepared here. So I made types of error in C++. Error. Is it error or errors? There's to be errors. So because it's more than one, syntax error should be one, not errors. Or let me just make it error. Sometimes it occur more than one. So let's just put it like this. And so we have syntax error, and we have runtime error, we have logical error, and compiler error. So the first error that maybe most compiler made, like the easiest or every developer has made, even experts, even it is syntax error. Syntax error is very easy to make. Syntax error, it is very easy for a programmer to make this kind of error here. Maybe on awareness, it could be one of an awareness could cause this. So now let's go to this one and it explain what syntax error is. So syntax error can be a form of breaking rules and obligations guiding the programming language. So now I made a just few lines of code here, and I bring out the libraries and main functions, and I add xtdc out, which is hello world. So the difference or the observation in this thing is that I didn't add semicolon here, which is syntax error. Like I am breaking the rules attached to C++ programming language. I am breaking the rule to attach to C++. Every statement in C++ always necessarily must have semicolon at the end, just like this one here. It has semicolon here. So every statement must have this semicolon. Example: this is not a statement. This is a processor, like I told you before, it's a library, so it does not need semicolon. This is a function here. It does not need semicolon here. It does not need semicolon. So this needs semicolon because it is a statement. So semicolon missing, which cause error, it's gonna cause you error. So once you run your code, you'll see. In fact, before you run your code, your error has been shown. It brings out the error immediately. If you have a good editor, you're gonna see error immediately. So now with the editor we are using, Visual Studio Code, is okay, it's good. It shows up that yes, we have made a mistake here. So next one we have in the next line here we have, this is an example of C++ programming language error. So this is one of an example of C++ and most common error is this syntax error. But if you move to Python, you don't need semicolon to end the statement. So but it's Python, you don't need to end a statement with semicolon. You don't need that. You just need to type just print word. I don't need semicolon. So programming language sometimes can have different features of errors. So it's not maybe it's just because this is they are all programming language and they must have all error guiding them. No, they are not like that. Now, like I said to you guys, this is middle level language and doesn't even matter. But I just want you to know that not every programming language has the same types of error, but they are similar. So you don't need semicolon to end the statement. So every programmer have rules guiding them, but somehow have similar errors. So they have similar errors like that. So this is the most common error in C++ programming language. It happens to everybody, everyone, even expert, anybody. It can occur to anybody. So you don't need to be perfect or like what should I say? It's not a matter of perfection like that to escape this one. Sometimes even experts do experience this syntax error. So let's go to the next one, which is runtime error. Runtime error occur after the execution of the program. Sometimes it generates warning to the developer so that there can be a indication of unexpected error like bugs in the future. So this one is kind of simple logic that you should understand. In C++ code, you don't divide by 0. But now let's say I bring out the library, which is the preprocessors passing to the library. We have the main function and we have int box equals to 4 divided by 0. Fine. You don't know what int and box is. We're going to talk about that later. But I just want you to understand that this one actually, we are assigning that this particular arithmetic key into the box. But what I want you to understand that we don't divide by 0 in C++ code. You don't divide by 0. Once you divide by 0, it gives you error. That's runtime error. It is after you execute the code that is when you notice the error, or it gives a warning. So that's the way it works here. Okay, so now in the set, so this one is just printing normal box, and we are just printing the box, the result, the value we have here. No, we said 4 divided by 0, and we are printing the value we have after we divide 4 by 0. Norms, it's error, so it's going to give us error. So now in this code here we have int box equals to 4 divided by 0. Well, you might not understand what that means, which I said you might not understand what int means and box. So it's understand it and box is, but I want you to understand that you can divide by 0. You cannot, you cannot divide by 0, or else it leads to runtime error. We will be talking about int and box what int and box is in our next lecture. So we won't be talking about this particularly now. We'll be talking about this in our next lecture. But I just want to understand that whenever we divide 4 or whenever we divide by 0, it causes runtime error. So we don't divide by 0 in C++ code. And the next one is what we call logical error. This logical error needs some kind of attention, like reasons. You have to think and meditate, or let's say think. Let's just say that. I don't want to go too deep. Okay, you have to think, or it's just kind of logic, like its name. So logical error can be created by expressing undesired blocks of code or statement. So now in this statement here we have int a equals to 10, we have int b equals to 5. So now what I want to understand is that, sorry, let me zoom this thing. 10, a is actually having the value of 10 and b actually have the value of 15. So now let's assume, or let's think a is 10, b is 15, and in this code here I said if a is greater than b, print this thing. On the norms to you guys, a is, like I said, a is 10 and b is 15. We know that a is not greater than b, which is 10 is not greater than 15. We know that 15 is greater than 10. So these lines of code won't print. So this particular stuff is error, because you do not give the, or let's say you do not express the desire you want. But on your norms, this stuff is going to print, because we do not really talk about it. It's going to print this one for you because we are not even talking about this one. So we will understand that when we get to the editor. We will understand more about that. And in this one here we have in programming there is what we call logical expression, but we won't be discussing that. We only need to express, we only need to understand, as it is seen in the topic. So we need to understand that. I won't really explain or talk more about all ints and a, these ints. So now a has the value of 10, I said that, and b has the value of 15, I also say that. So in my next line I have a statement saying if a is greater than b, sorry, it's supposed to be than, then B. The code should be executed, but we all know that 15 as B is greater. So we know that B here is greater than this one here. So this code won't run. It's all called incorrect comparison. So it's error, logical error, which leads to logical error. Which leads to logical error. So that's about logical error. Not much about logical error. So we'll go more about that when we go to the editor. So we have what we call compiler error. So compiler error can occur when a developer or programmer misplaces or misquotes the value of a data type or to another type. Though this one doesn't really occur as a developer, as you know that you are already coding and you know the language you are using. You don't misquote your data type. Now this one is int. Anything you declared in it has to be whole number. Whole number like -0 to 1000 to 2000, 5000, 10,000, 1 million. So it has to be from negative number to positive number. So that is exactly what you can actually assign. You can put in this value here, because you are actually using int for this. I hope you get it. But in this part here, you are using text. You are assigning text in it, which is error. It's what we call compiler error. It's you are misusing the data type. You are using it in the wrong way. So it won't give you what you desire. This is actually a string type, a string value. In the code above, int does not take the value of string, which is seen above. Like I said, this is a string and this is an integer. So it takes the value of -1 to thousands of number I don't know. So here you can actually put only string. But we explain more about that. Don't get confused. We explain more about that. So just know that this data type cannot be assigned to this one, because this is actually for numbers. Example here we have. Let me bring it here. Example, we have number here. So this one is good. This is a very good declaration of integer. It is number. I assign it to int b, which turns to b. But when I go to this particular place here, I typed text to this one. It's error. It's only number that takes whole number. And string support text or symbol. You can also put symbol there if you feel like you can. Sorry, but don't worry, we'll be talking about that. If I should put that here now, it's complicated. I won't be talking more about string here. So we understand more about string in the next lecture, like I said. And okay, thank you very much. So this is just the documentation. If you want to understand more, like, you should watch you're already watching the video. So I want to explain, this is not all the error we have in our programming in our C++ language. There are still more errors that will cause, because this is just the basic part of the error that do occur. This is just the basic error that you are likely to experience when you are developing at the early stage. But when you begin to get to the advanced level, you will begin to go more into some kind of higher error, or high level error. Not higher level language. High level language is different from that. High level error, I mean, like I kind of, you understand what I'm trying to say, like some kind of difficult, like complicated errors like that. But this one here is actually their basic error that you can experience at any time. So now let's just know, don't wait, let's try and waste less of our time and let's go to the coding. And now I think you should know how to do that right now. So let's go. First thing, we open our folder. The folder will create our documentation, and we go to documents and we go to code lab and we create our folder, which is, it's going to be new, and it's going to be 3 and types of error. C plus types of error in C plus. So now you all know that. Let me just do this thing very quick, and you guys should know how to do that right now. And yeah, we're gonna put sorry and we're gonna type developers mode for command prompt and developers mode. So cmd and just open the developers mode. Then copy this part here. Just copy it. You can close it. You can minimize it or close it anyhow. You don't need it anymore. So while this keep waiting, let's just wait for it to load. And okay, please be fast, please. Okay, good. So cd and we paste the part and press enter, and I'm gonna write code dot. So now it's gonna give us the stuff. Good. It opens our Visual Studio. Good. And here we have this is the folder here. The folder is here. Types of error in C++. So then we have main cpp here. We have main cpp, so we can actually clear this code that we have here. Our template, this is our template code. And now, like I said to you, we're gonna be I'm not dating you. I'm not dating you now. I'll date you later. Sorry. So now we're gonna be doing that syntax error, which is the first one we're gonna do. So okay. Syntax error. Sorry. I'm very sorry. So now syntax error, we all know that I explained syntax error, so let's just declare some simple declaration. So let's say hello world. Sorry. And yeah, I won't add my semicolon, which is bad syntax error. So missing semicolon. So missing semicolon here, I'm just using my comments. Now you should note comments. So you already see that it's already giving us error. It gives us error immediately because it's syntax error. Syntax error shows up immediately. Doesn't waste time. It shows up immediately. If you have a good editor like we are using now, if some editors won't show you, it will not give you this particular stuff. So this editor is okay for us and it's good. I really love that. So if we should run this code and get binary format, we all know that this thing cannot run. We all know that. So let's just try and do it and just try and see it ourselves. Let's try and see it ourselves. Sorry, I think he's trying to load himself. Let me just wait. Okay, good. So now I'm gonna rerun to JCC here. So let's try and see what it's gonna give us. But I'm very sure if it complies successfully, I'm gonna break it too. I'm very sure that it's gonna give us error. Very sure. 1 billion sure. So please comply quick and comply quick. It's not gonna generate any binary format for us because we have error on it. Error, you shouldn't expect any binary format stuff like that. You shouldn't expect stuff like that. Please be fast. Though my first time of running my binary format, it's gonna take my time. Takes my time. Communicate with the CPU. Yeah, good. I love this. So now we see our error is very clear to us. We see in 9.6, which is this one here, we have missing error. See, it's telling us that we are missing something. Expected. It said the compliance. The editor said that sorry. The compiler expected us to put semicolon before return statement. Return statement is here. Before return statement, we have to be semicolon here, and the compiler is telling that yes, we have error. So the editor is telling us that we have error, that before we declared or we call return statement, there should be semicolon at this place here. Oh, so you know what, you know how syntax error works. So whenever you break the rules, maybe you did not add what you're supposed to add, it give you error like that, or you clear the stuff here, or you use one angle bracket, or you do something like this, or you do something like this. This is another error here, or you just do something else, like do something like this. Of course, we know that that's not the normal way of doing it. So if we should add our semicolon here back, it gives us back our good code. Let's close this one and let's run our binary code again. It should save automatically for us, because I have actually sorry I'm coming. So it should save automatically because I have actually click on that. I'll make a click on it. So now let me run the binary again and let's see what's gonna happen. Binary. Okay, please be fast, please. Okay, good. It was successful. Thank you very much. And fine. We all know what that should be. We shouldn't doubt our results. We shouldn't doubt what is going to be there. Hello world, so easy for us to predict. So we can actually put dots. Please. Dots slash. Okay, then code lab. So now it's gonna give us hello world. So easy, sweet and clean. So now you should understand what syntax error is now. Whenever you break the rules, even if it is this one, or you add a semicolon here. No, you're not supposed to add semicolon here. So you must not break the rules. Once you break the rules, or you add something else here, or you just do something crazy. Of course, don't do something crazy. Of course, when you do something crazy, you end up getting error. And the next one is what we have. Let's try and look up our points. We have runtime error, which is not dividing by 0. So now let's try and do something or let's just say 4 divided by 0. We're gonna see warning. So let's try and run our binary format code. It's gonna run successfully. We have added our semicolon to it, so this one is not error again. Let's just try and indicate that this is runtime error. This is runtime error. So this is runtime error, and let's try and we try and run it and see the results. It's gonna comply successfully, but it's gonna tell us something like you have error, you have runtime error, like warning. It's gonna warn us. The reason is that it generates, so see it will run successfully, but see it's telling us. So let's stop comply finish and let's try and go through it. Good. Build finish with warning. You get that? It's build finish with warning. It's run our binary code format clean and clear. And if you notice that it's giving us yellow. Yellow is a sign of warning. Red is a sign of error. White is a sign of perfection. Okay, good. So now this stuff we have here is typically warning. It's runtime error. It develops. The warning gives up or gives up himself when you have it. Maybe you already have a lot of code and you just run your code and just some bugs and what's going on, and it's very, very hard for you to locate like that when you have something like this. So let's try and make something meaningful. So before we go there, we said warning. So this is WARN, warning is warning. So division by 0. So meaning that we don't divide by 0. Like I told you, you don't divide by 0. So to make this meaningful, let's try and clear this thing up and let's do something meaningful. And 12 equals to 4 divided by 0. And sorry if the keyboard is making 10 noise, I'm so sorry. I'll change my keyboard very soon. But no, I'm sorry. I'll change my keyboard soon. So now good. This, I have actually assigned this stuff into some kind of variable. I will explain those stuff like that. But now I just want you to understand that this stuff is gonna give us error like we did. It's gonna give us warning, and it is called runtime error. So it is kind of stuff that generates a binary code for you, but it has some kind of warning in it. It's built with warning. Does not mean that it's built with it's failed. It doesn't failed. It's a build finished with warning. It's built the compiler, it generates the compliance, it generates the binary for us, but there is warning in it, meaning that in the later on in the future it might occur some big issue that you might not be able to solve. So now just try to understand that runtime error, sorry, you don't divide by 0. You don't divide by 0. Thank you. So now let's go to the next one, which is logical error. So logical error is a kind of, like I said, some kind of reasonable thing that we maybe think, and let's try and make this thing really good. Let's try and make it good. So let's say 40, so it can give us that again. And logical error is kind of some logic inputs, though I'm going to explain a little bit about that for you, but I won't explain much because we are not get to the particular. So I will explain the errors that occur through logical error, through logic expression, but I won't really actually talk a lot about logical expression. I will explain that. That's not for today's class. So now, logical error. So let's say we have int a, like we have it in our PowerPoint B15, and we said if a is greater than b, print a is greater than b. So let's end this stuff here. Good. So here you can have some kind of statement here. You can print anything here. You can just print the value of, let's just say we print 15. So good. This is comparison. I may not get the spelling. Am I correct? Let me go and check up the spelling. Oh my goodness, I'm not really good in that. Comparison error. Money. Where is this stuff, please? Okay, I supposed to be there. I supposed to be here. I supposed to be here. And it's supposed to be like this. Okay, good. So now this code is gonna run for you. You won't have any issue being running. It's gonna go run for you, but you won't obtain, or you won't attain or achieve your goal. Your goal is that, maybe I don't know what your goal is, but on the norms, your goal should be if b is greater than this is just kind of complicated stuff, but I want you to understand that on the norm, the normal way to do this stuff is that is either you give the value, is either you give 15 the value of b. If you give this value that is supposed to be here, and this one's supposed to be down here, so we can actually go in. So let's make, we actually make a 15 and make b 10, so we can actually a is greater than b, but it is error. It is some kind of error here. So this code is that I told this particular part. I said 10 should be A, and I said 15 should be B, and I said if 10 is greater than 15, we know that that is error. If 10 is greater than 15, print this thing. 10 is not greater than 15. 10 is less than 15, so it's error. So it won't print what we have here. It's going to print what we have here because we are actually out of the scope, out of this particular scope. It is within this code that is going to work in. We are not in this scope anymore. We are out of the scope, so it's going to run this code for us. So let's try and do something nice. So terminal and build, and so let's run this stuff here. Okay, waiting. I'm waiting. Okay, good, successful. Okay, now let's try and check. Let's try and look exactly what is in our code. View terminal, then dot slash code lab, then let's press this. Fine. Okay, 15. Like I said B is 15, so I print B out here. I won't really explain much about that, but just know that B is 15, so that's why it's giving us 15 here. And this stuff is, the code is not really clean and clear. I didn't really make it clean and clear. Yeah, there is no stdcand, that's why it's giving us on the same line. And let's try and run it again, and let's try and run it again. Okay, good. So let's delete this. Let's just make it something easy. And code lab and C. Good. So now hello world, this is it here, and we have 40, which is 40. I actually assigned 40 to box, and I said print box, and now box is 40, so we have 40 here. And we have, I printed, it doesn't print this stuff for me. It doesn't print what is here for me. Why? Because it's not correct. Let me show you example that this stuff is clear. So let's make, I'm gonna make A 20. So good, I'm gonna make A 20. Now A is greater than B, so let's see what's gonna happen. But before that, B is 15. So now are you getting the way the code works? So now let's try and run the code again. So build and run. So let's make this stuff up here. So let's hold on for a while, and once this stuff run and compile, you're gonna see that our code here is gonna get run. It's gonna be complied. It's gonna be complied because we have actually make difference. We have changed the value of this one. We make this one greater than this one, and yet we are printing what is inside of this scope, what is inside of this line here, inside of this scope here. So let's wait for the generation is it generation, generator, whatever. So now I can have clear my code. Let me clear my terminal. It's kind of jumps. So now I'm gonna type dot slash code lab and this. So now you see A is greater than B. It's printed because I have make A 20 and B is 15. So this is some kind of logic error that you can probably make when you're coding. So just notice this is logical error. So I hope you understand that, and I hope with that explanation you get what I'm trying to say. And let's go to the next one, which is what is that? Okay, which is compiler error. Compiler error is really not, it's not really common. People don't really get to that if you are good in coding and you're good in writing your code. You don't really fall in that. So let's just put compile error. So now I have int and I said greeting. So I'm gonna write that inside a text. I'm gonna make it a text. Hello guys, welcome to C++ code lab. So now I'm gonna print that. Greeting. I'm gonna print the variable greeting. Good. So this stuff you have here is what we call compile error. Even my compile I make a lot of error, damn error. And okay, this is okay. I'm correct. I am so doubtful. I am doubting myself even not. So now this is compile error. Compile error is some kind of error that will call if you misuse the value of a data type. Example, I said anything that must be in this value, this particular integer. When I declared int and I declared this variable, don't worry about that. I will explain more about variable. Just say I declared this variable and I put this particular stuff in it. This stuff here is not supposed to be here. It does not make sense. They are not of the same family. They are not related. This is a text. What should be here should be number. So I make text. I put text in a value of number. So it's like I am violating the rules. I am doing something stupid, something very stupid. If I should make something like this, no, I shouldn't make something like this up. So it should be like this stuff here should be something really meaningful, something that goes with numbers, that has to go with whole numbers, maybe -0 to 10,000 or whatever it is. So me declaring this stuff here is some kind of gibberish, even to the compliers, to the editors, to everybody, to the videos reviewer, to my code, to everybody, every single body. It is error. So if I should run my code, or before I run my code, let me try and explain more about this. So now this stuff is what we call string value. This stuff is what we call string value. They are data type. This is a data type. String is also a data type. So I am not supposed to put text in int value, because it should be value of number. So this particular stuff I have there is gibberish. I am speaking gibberish to the compiler or to the editor. So they are like, what the heck is this guy doing? Nonsense, rubbish, like stupid. Like I didn't add my brain to this stuff. Okay, fine. I'm just teaching. I'm just teaching it. I am not using it. Okay, good. Now let's just take this terminal and let's run the code. And let's run this stuff and let's see what's gonna give us. Okay, fine. You see. Good. If greeting const. Okay, let's try and just say this is a data type also, but I won't really explain what this const and char is right now, and this is a pointer. Okay, fine. Your understanding right now is for you to know that this value here is invalid, like it's a invalid conversion. Like I'm trying to convert string to, but don't worry about that, and it's really taking us too far. But I just want you to know that this value, inside of this value, is term error. What I am expected to put in this particular place is number. So to help myself, I have to put, is either I change this value here or I change this value here, but I'm going to change this value because it is greeting. So if I should use std string So and run my code and put this and run my code. It's gonna print that. I'm coming if I had this thing declared well. Okay, still good. Yeah, good. So now this is successful. Thank you very much. Thank you, compiler. What I actually want here is that I want to see my binary code. I want to see what my it has generated my binary. I want to see what is inside my binary. Now I'm gonna say code dot slash code lab and press enter, and then you're gonna see what the result is gonna be for us. Let's try and bring this thing up a little bit. So now you have hello world. Let me try and bring it down so we can see it. Hello world, where is hello world? Hello world, which is this one. Syntax error, I have solved that. This is runtime error, I have solved that. Let's say divide by 2. Let's try and make it more meaningful. I'll try and clean this thing. Let's try and we said we don't divide by 0, so let's try and divide by 2. And I want to run binary code again, binary format again. I want to generate my binary. So now, like, I'm gonna run this stuff. I'm gonna show I'm gonna reveal what is inside again. Since I've divided by 2, I divide 40 by 2. So code lab and then enter. Good. So I love this right now. So now this is hello world, which is this one. I have 20, so 40 divided by 2 is 20. So it produces our answer for us because we did not divide by 0. So now next one here, it divide by 40, finish, and it stores it here. It's divide by 40 and put the value in here, and we print out the value in here. So here, logical error. So we solved our logical error by giving A20, and when we give A20, it prints what is inside of this place. But the other time it doesn't print it because A is 10 and A is not greater than 15, or 10 is not greater than 15. And the next one we have 15, which is B. So let's don't go there, and we have next one where we have this statement print here. So we will understand more about, like, we will talk more about this. So this is the end of the lecture, and thank you very much, everyone. And I hope this is very easy for you to get and wrapped up to your brain. And in the next lecture, we'll be talking about change case, or let's say, what's the topic say? I was thinking maybe we should go to statement and function. So let's go to statement and function. Statement and function first. Next. So we are going to statement and function. So in the next lecture, we're going to go to statement and function. So we're trying to understand more about function. Like, this is a function. Now this is the main function. Like, this is the main function. This is the main function. So we're trying to understand statement. This is the statement here. So statement and function. So you're trying to understand more about it. And by that we should be able to know more about this variable. So I'm going to explain more about the variable and int, stuff like that. So thank you very much. Have a great day. Have a goodbye. Bye. Just take care of yourself, okay? Okay, good. I don't need you anymore. I don't need you. So my code is saved already, so I can close you. So bye bye.